Hey guys, so many people over the years have told me that my intro makes me sound like I'm guilty of something, like I'm like, hey guys. And funny enough, that's usually the case. I'm usually guilty of not posting. It has been so long and I have so much to tell you guys that I don't even know where to start. I wanted to make this video Q&A style, but it's really informal. The only reason I'm doing a Q&A, I don't know why I'm putting it in quotes, it is a Q&A, but the only reason why I'm making it one is because I wanted to make sure that I answer every single thing you guys want to know about what's going on in my life right now. It's been too fucking long for me to just come on here and not answer every question you have, so that's why I went on Instagram and I asked you guys to ask me anything. And I got a lot of questions because, surprise, I moved to Georgia. What the fuck is my life, honestly? You know that TikTok that it's like, what's wrong with you? 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 That's my fucking life. That's my fucking life, bro. But anyway, I moved to Georgia. There's so much that has changed and I just need to talk to you guys about it. But anyway, let me just go onto my Instagram story that I posted like a fucking week ago and see what questions you guys had, because most of the stuff that I want to update you guys on, like, you already asked me, so let's just do it that way. I'm gonna start with the most asked question, which is, bitch, why the fuck did you move to Georgia? For those of you that have followed me for the entire time that I've been on the internet, you're just over it at this point. You're like, okay, the bitch moves every year. We get it. But even then, a lot of you are like, but Georgia? Like, what? And it's kind of a long story, especially like it's a long story as to why I had to move during the pandemic, like why I had to move right now. I actually moved to Georgia on March 27th, but basically the reason why I had to move was my lease was up in LA. Originally, when we knew our lease was up, we were looking for places in California. We were like, we're gonna stay in Los Angeles. We love it here. We had health insurance in California and it was so expensive because health insurance in general is expensive, like out of pocket. But not only was it expensive, I could not find decent care for anything. Not a good gynecologist that took my insurance, not a good speech therapist for Noah that took our insurance. When I couldn't find a good speech therapist for Noah, I lost my shit. Believe me, I do realize that I'm going off on a tangent, but it all circles back to why we moved to Georgia, I swear, so just hang in there. When we were in Miami for Christmas, we stayed there for a whole month and we had one of my little brother's old therapists, who's an occupational therapist, coming to the house and doing therapy with Noah while we were on vacation so that he didn't like fall off. And he clicked with her. Like, you cannot even imagine. He started doing animal noises. He started communicating. I was like, what the fuck? She did 3 sessions with him and he was progressing like crazy. And then we went back to LA and he completely regressed. So once that all started happening, mind you, this is still before all the crazy shit in the world that's happening right now started happening. And I just started getting really frustrated with everything about California. I mean, I don't want to sound like a hater. Okay, I feel like I hate on Miami sometimes because I have some issues mentally with Miami. And I don't want to sound like someone who moves away from a place and then just hates on that place automatically, you know what I'm saying? But there was a lot of things that started making me think, like, why am I here? And fun fact, another tangent, I already filmed this video. And the reason why I'm doing it again is because I filmed it before I moved here. And I think I may include some footage. There was a part where I started talking about not being able to find a good speech therapist for Noah, and I just started getting so sad. I'll show you guys a clip now. The fact that I found it in Miami is really heartbreaking for me, just because I want the best for my son and I never want to feel like my decisions, like being in Los Angeles, is gonna affect him. So as you can see, I almost felt like guilty. Like, I felt like, what am I doing in a place that I'm so far away from family, that is so expensive? I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And I mean, who really knows what they're doing? But when it comes to your kid, it just feels like you should fucking know. Like, you should fucking know why you're somewhere, or that place better benefit your child more than it benefits you. Like, I didn't want to just be in LA because I like it there. But at that point, you know, a couple months ago, I wasn't enjoying LA. I didn't have a babysitter. My brother would watch the baby once a month, once every 2 months, for us to go on a date night. And we never did shit. I wouldn't even leave my house for 8 days at a time, okay? Like, I just started living a life where I was like, I never leave my house, and we're paying so much money to not do shit. Back in the day when we lived in LA, we were paying a lot of money, but I was out of my house all the time. I was experiencing things. I was visiting friends. I mean, this time that I lived in LA, I saw Lily like 4 times. So that was the start of that realization, but there was a lot that came with that. And one of the main things was like, okay, where the fuck do I go now? Immediately my mind jumped to Miami because I was like, okay, that makes most sense. I'm from there. Like, I should just go live there. And I have my mom there, you know, she could help me with the baby. And it just kind of made sense, but the thought of it made me really sad. Again, I'm not fucking hating on Miami. I love Miami. I love my friends in Miami. I love the culture. I love everything, okay? I just don't want to live there. And I think it comes from like a lot of like things that that I have in my head about my childhood or something. When I'm in Miami, I get really, really depressed, like when I'm there for a long period of time, like if I'm living there. So I got really sad at that idea, not to mention the fact that my brother Joey, who we lived with, he lived with us in the house. I knew he was gonna stay in LA because he performs in West Hollywood and it just makes sense for him right now, you know, like this is the place where he's gonna thrive the most. But the thought of leaving him fucking killed me, murdered my heart and soul. That was all in February. And then in March, the world fucking exploded. Everything went to shit. In the beginning of March, we were looking for a place in Miami to stay. And then we started shifting our attention to Georgia, which you guys might find really random, but is actually not that random. My oldest brother, so I have 4 brothers, my oldest brother lives here in Georgia in the city that I live in now. It honestly happened from one day to another where we were looking at places in Miami and then we were looking at places in Georgia. And then we decided, okay, the price is definitely right in Georgia, bitch. That's for sure. We can get a beautiful house with way more space for like $1,000 less than we're paying right now. Like you can't beat that. We decided that we wanted to live here, so we're looking at houses. We still think we have quite a bit of time, not a lot of time because our lease was up, but we felt like we had a decent amount of time to get our shit together. Little did we know that was not the case. Everything started happening so quickly, and before we knew it, California went on lockdown. This was at the point where we had planned, I think our flight was for April, what was it? It was like the beginning of April that we had scheduled a flight to leave. And before people come at me, obviously I didn't want to fly, okay? At this time, like who the fuck wants to fly right now? But I had no choice because we had to leave. And not only did we have to leave, my son cannot do a 2-3 day drive to Georgia. Mind you, we would have had to stay in hotels, who God knows who's been in those rooms. We would have had to touch gas pumps and been in restaurants, and it would have been way more germy, in my opinion, than getting on a plane. So we just took all the precautions we could with masks. We brought alcohol, we brought wipes, we brought everything to sanitize the area around us. And we were just like, okay, let's just try to fucking book it. And then once we get to Georgia, we'll self-quarantine and then take it from there. And that's what we did, but we didn't leave from LAX. We left from Ontario Airport, which is like way less people. It was a ghost town. There was barely anybody on our flight. It was basically the worst case scenario, but it's something we had to do. So anyway, we had our flight scheduled for like early April, I want to say, and then the lockdown was announced and I started breaking down. We had nothing packed, none of our holes on the wall were patched, everything was a fucking mess, and they announced a lockdown for California. And my dumbass thought that you couldn't leave the state. Like I thought that they were gonna put like gates or some shit. I'm not that smart. But I had a breakdown because I knew that I couldn't quarantine for months in LA because I had to be out because of my lease. And not only that, they started running out of everything for my son. Diapers, they said they didn't have and they didn't know when they were gonna get. We didn't have for weeks diapers in California. Thank God I was able to get it once off of Amazon before they sold out completely on Amazon. I mean, literally, I don't know what I would have done. They ran out of the food that Noah eats and he's super picky. I just broke down one day. I was like, they're running out of everything for Noah. What the fuck are we doing here? They're locking down the state. We need to get the fuck out of here right now. So that was when we made the very, very crazy decision to be out of California in 5 days. Honestly, I don't know how it even happened. It was the most stressful week of my life and I don't even like to think about it, honestly. But that is basically what led to us moving to Georgia. It was a mixture of we were gonna move here anyway, but then we had to expedite it because we knew that things were gonna get worse. And our best case scenario was getting into a place where we can just quarantine for months and months and months. Like now they're opening shit back up in Georgia. I'm not fucking going anywhere. I'm staying in my house. This is my little nest. Nobody fucking come in here. Nobody touch me. Nobody talk to me. That's how I always am, period. But especially right now. And now we've just been in our house for over a month now. We moved here on March 27th and we're just like staying home and doing what I think we should be doing right now. That's basically what happened. That's why we're here. Hello, I'm a Georgian now. I really like it here. Honestly, it's very calm. My neighborhood is so cute. There's so much nature here. I mean, I don't want to sound dramatic, but literally the air is different. Like I feel like I can take a deep breath and it just feels so much different than LA. Is that really weird? I mean, I know it's very polluted over there, but like I've never been around this much nature. And it's so beautiful. The schools in this area are great, which is something I'm obviously happy about for Noah. And before I moved here, I checked the speech therapy centers and they're reasonably priced, amazing reviews. I cannot wait to get Noah back into speech therapy and everything that I know he needs. But right now, I'm not gonna risk his life or our life or anybody's life by taking him. But yeah, I'm happy, honestly, for now. You know me, always changing my mind. Let me move on to the next question because I just went on for so fucking long, but it was a long story. I couldn't help it, okay? The next most asked last question was like, where the fuck have you been, bitch? Like, seriously, where the fuck have you been? And there was even people that asked that kind of in the form of like, what do you do? Like, how do you make money? You don't post. Like, I get it. Listen, I get it. I feel like I've said this a million times, but maybe people don't know, or maybe you think that I do that like part-time, but I'm a video editor. So that's what I'm doing mostly. Like, most of the time I'll get maybe a day or two off during the week, but the rest of the time I'm just editing all fucking day. And that's honestly why so much time passes and I don't even realize it. Like, I realize I haven't posted, but it passes so fast because I'm just working. And I'm like, shit, I haven't fucking posted. And the thing is too, is like, filming for me is no problem. Okay, I'm sitting in front of a camera, I get it, easy job, no problemo. But then the editing part comes in. Okay, I have to edit this video obviously for it to come to your screen right now. And the only problem with that is that I've been looking at a fucking screen editing videos for like a million hours this entire week, and the last thing I want to do is look at my stupid face and hear my stupid voice and edit it. It's like a masseuse, okay? You know, a masseuse goes to work, you're massaging all day, every day. Love this. This was the career I chose. Great time, wonderful. But then you go home and your husband says, hey, can I get a massage? My back fucking hurts. And you're like, literally, go eat a dick. That's how I feel when I sit down to edit. I'm just like, fuck you, you stupid bitch. The stupid bitch being myself, my face, my stupid face that I have to look at. Not to mention, okay, I have problems. I definitely have some problems. And while I'm editing, I'm telling myself, you are so dumb, you're not funny, everybody's gonna hate this video. And then what happens, I edit it, and then when it's ready to go up, I have a fucking panic attack. Like, literally a panic attack. When you're watching this right now, I'm having a panic attack. I just freak out and I'm like, this is the video. This is the one. This is the one that everybody says, fuck you, Jesse, I'm unsubscribing. And I don't know why I'm like that. I cannot even tell you how many videos I've sat down, I have filmed, and I just never post because I'm like, you dumb bitch, nobody cares. It's fun being me, is basically what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I hope that explains why I've been gone, but I do have to say, there is never a moment that I don't post and I don't feel like shit about it. Did that sentence make sense? You know what I mean? Like, there's never a time where I go a long period without posting and I feel fine. And I'm like, ah, fuck it. Yeah, I don't need to post. I always feel anxious. I always feel like, fuck, I really want to post. And then I have the whole battle inside me. It's just a fucking journey. But this is something I will do forever, even when nobody's watching. I don't think I'll ever be able to stop posting videos. It's something that I just feel connected to. Like, I feel like I have to do it. I know that sounds stupid because I never fucking post, so you would think that I wouldn't care about posting, but I genuinely do. And when I do, it makes me feel so good and I feel so connected to you guys. It's a really big struggle that I have internally, but it's something that I definitely want to conquer, like, eventually. I think I run out of ideas too, and then I start feeling really low about that, and I'm like, what the fuck do I even post? And then I ask you guys, and you're like, post anything, and I'm like, that doesn't help. And it's just a journey. It's just a horrible, treacherous, horrendous, unfortunate journey that I'm on. So anyway, yeah, that's why I've been gone. I hope that explains that. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, so some people are asking about Gabby. And listen, let this be the last time that I address any of this. But to answer the most asked questions, no, she did not reach out to me. We have not spoken at all since my video. We have not made any contact, and I did not expect that at all from her. Like, I didn't expect her to respond to me privately, especially because I made it public. Like, I came out publicly, so I did not expect like a private anything, no private conversation, whatever. And as far as the conclusion of all of that, like the conclusion of where everything stands, honestly, for me, that video was my conclusion, and I do not regret posting it. I had the worst anxiety I have ever had in my life the week that I posted that video. I wanted to throw up every day. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I was on another level of anxiety because that is so not what I do. Like, that is so not what I feel comfortable with. I don't confront a waiter. If someone spits in my fucking food, if I see them spit in my fucking food, I would just say nothing. I just wouldn't eat it. I have issues with confrontation. So that was like a huge deal for me. But I think what most people don't realize, like, I feel like a lot of people question my intentions when I made that video, and that's fine. I tried to explain it, I feel like I did in the video, but like, basically that was my boiling point. That was not me trying to get clout. I mean, bitch, I never post. How many times do I have to say that? I don't care about clout. I don't care about anything like that. Like, I literally didn't know what else to do. It had been years of things piling up on each other and me not standing up for myself in a way that I felt justified myself. Like, that gave me what I deserve, which is to stand in my fucking place and be like, no, this isn't how you treat me. So that was not an isolated incident that I was like, ooh, let me take it to the internet, see what happens. No. That was the last piece of turd on the pile of shit that had been piling up for years. So yeah, that video was the conclusion. That's it. No more. I don't know how she feels about it because like I said, we haven't spoken, but it's none of my business to know how she feels. I did not do that video for her. I did that video for myself, and to set a clear boundary on how to treat me and how not to treat me and what I will tolerate and what I will not tolerate. And I feel like that's something that people should feel more comfortable in themselves doing. Not everybody obviously has to do it on a public domain. That's my last resort. That was after many years of trying to solve things privately and getting just stepped all over, and I was like, okay, never again. And I think it worked. You know, I feel like the situation is diffused as much as it can be. But anyway, yeah, that chapter is closed. There's really no reason I need to ever bring this topic up on my channel again, and that's the answer to those questions. A lot of people are asking if we want to have more kids, and the answer is yes. I would like to have more kids, and so would Nasim. We actually wanted to have more kids now, but with everything going on in the world, we've decided to delay that indefinitely until we both feel it's an appropriate time to have another baby. If there is another appropriate time, we're perfectly happy with Noah, of course. But yeah, I can't even lie. Noah's getting so fucking big. He's turning 3 in August. Can you believe that? And there's something about watching your kid get older that makes you want to pop out another one. I feel like I didn't update you guys specifically on Noah's speech, and I don't know, I get a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. When I posted a life/baby update like a million years ago where I basically announced that Noah was having issues with his speech, I got some pretty horrendous comments. And for a while, I decided that I was not gonna share Noah with you guys anymore, and it really hurt me to do that. Like, I feel like there's so many of you, the majority of you, like love him and feel like, oh my God, we were here when you announced you were pregnant, and it's this whole thing where you do feel this like love for him, which is amazing and beautiful, and I love that. But there's something about when people talk shit about your kid where you're just like, you're never gonna fucking see his face again, motherfucker. Just don't fucking talk about my kid like that. But anyway, okay, so here's the thing. A lot of people suggested in that video that Noah had autism. Multiple therapists and doctors told me he's not autistic. He developmentally is typical. His speech is just delayed. He's turning 3, like I said, so he's doing all the normal toddler things, which is sometimes very irritating and very difficult. And he communicates with us in his own way. You know, he does sign for more. And he imitates us to a certain extent. Like now he started, instead of saying come, like he'll go like when he's like trying to get us to grab his hand and come with him. He also will grab his shoes and take them to you and be like, ooh, 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 and try to like say out, but he doesn't really know how. So he tries his best, but he's really, really great with nonverbal communication, you know, taking you to exactly what he wants. The reason why I started sharing Noah again and why I wanted to talk about him in this, you know, update is because I realize that 99.999% of you guys are amazing and you love him and you want him to progress and you want to see him grow and you want, like, I love that. So you know what? Fuck the people who want to tell me some shit. It's still gonna hurt. I may go off on a couple people. I'm only human. But I'm not gonna allow that to stop me from sharing him with people who genuinely love him and that have been here since he was in my fucking belly. And let me add to that a lot of you guys had amazing suggestions, and I don't want it to sound like I won't take advice for my son. Like, a lot of you guys gave me really good advice that I took to heart, especially for people who have kids with speech delays and shit. Like, I'm always open to learning from people. I don't want it to come off wrong, what I said. So anyway, that's the update on Noah. I feel like I filled you in on everything. We're all doing really good. We're really happy here. I feel like Noah's obsessed with nature. He's obsessed with water first and then nature second, like dirt and grass and shit. And he just loves it here. So it makes me really happy. I mean, literally in LA, my dog had to shit on mulch, okay? There was not even grass outside, it was just mulch. And here there's grass everywhere. There's trees everywhere. You can smell it. So yeah, that's the update. I feel like I'm getting weird really fast. Someone said they miss old drunk Jessie. Bitch, she is still fucking here. I got a case of White Claws in the fridge and I'm not afraid to use them. I actually do want to get drunk with you guys soon. I want to sit down and just get fucked up. I need to think of an idea, obviously, an excuse to film, but I really just want to like drink and sit down and do an old style video with you guys. I know I have some story times up my sleeve. I just have to sit down and think about them because shit does happen in my life, okay? Crazy shit happens in my life. I guess I'm just out of the loop now. Like back in the day when something would happen, my brain would go straight to like, okay, sit down and film it like right now. But I've been out of that mindset for so long that shit happens now and I'm just like, oh, that was crazy. So I'm gonna sit down and like write shit down for like story times, but also I just want to get fucked up with you guys on camera because old drunk Jessie, she's here. I just don't film her. There are a lot of things that changed about me when I had a kid But honestly, not that many things. Once I had a kid and once you just grow up in general, there's a lot of responsibilities and growing up that you have to do. But like deep down inside, and for the most part, I'm still the same person I've always been. And I don't want you guys to think like I'm gone. I'm right here, okay? Will you ever make a podcast? I'd love to listen. Well, thank you very much. Please do not tell my husband that because he has been trying to nag me to do a podcast with him forever. And I'm like, babe, nobody wants to hear us on a podcast because all we're gonna do is fucking fight. Me and Nassim, when we get on any topic, we don't feel the same way about it. We're always like, no, you're wrong. Nope, sorry, you're wrong. And I'm like, why the fuck would we do a podcast where we're just telling each other you're wrong? But my husband is dying to do a podcast. I feel like maybe one day we'll do it when I can get my shit together. If Noah gets into daycare, like eventually, we'll have so much more time to do things. Like, yeah, it's only a couple hours a day, but when you have a kid, like a couple hours without your kid is like a long time. You feel like you can do anything. And so maybe in the future we'll do a podcast, but I just feel like, who the fuck's gonna listen to me and Nassim talking shit? I don't know. I live in Georgia. Can we be friends? Yes. Anybody who lives in Georgia, as soon as this quarantine is over, hit me up. I need friends. I am lonely. Please. I'm serious. I'm not joking. Sometimes I get tweets and they're like, oh, I wish we could be friends. And I'm like, bitch, we could be friends. What's the problem? I don't know how many people know this. I feel like I've mentioned it in a couple of videos, but one of my best friends, Leslie, we met at a meetup because she came to meet me. And I was like, yo, you're kind of low-key cool. And she was like, you're kind of low-key cool too. And then we became best friends. So anybody who wants to be friends, yes, let's be friends when quarantine is over. I'm down. What are your thoughts on TikTok? I was the biggest fucking TikTok hater, and then I downloaded it and I got super addicted to it. And then it took a long time for me to actually make a TikTok because I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna give in. There's no way I'm gonna do TikTok because the crowd on TikTok to me reminds me a lot of Vine. Like the comments that people get can sometimes be really, really hurtful like Vine was. And not gonna lie, I do carry some trauma from all the hate that I endured on Vine. Like all the comments that I had to get for so long and how many people just fucking despised me on that app. Like I carry a lot of that with me. So I was really nervous to get on TikTok, but honestly, I love it. I think it is the most addicting like setup, even more than Vine. I feel like I can scroll for hours and hours and hours and hours and not even know what the fuck happened. I don't know. I love it. I fucking love TikTok. And unfortunately, I am addicted. Okay, so I feel like I've been talking for a long time and I'm still scrolling on the questions and I don't see anything new. A lot of the questions are already the ones that I answered. So if you have any other questions, feel free to ask them in the comments and I will answer as many as I can. But yeah, I feel like I accomplished the main goal of this video, which was just like, I don't know, just to let you guys know what's going on in my life and to just feel connected to you guys again because I really, really fucking missed you. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video, for giving me chance after chance after chance after chance. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't and I will see you very, 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 very soon. Bye.